Chapter 10. Tom. It's been 3 days. 3 long, exhausting days of overthinking, replaying every second of that night, torturing myself over what I did. It took me this long just to build up the nerve to come here. The shock of Hope's revelation, and worse, the shame of how I treated her, won't let me breathe. I can't escape it. There's no excuse, no way to justify it. The only thing that matters now is making it right, apologizing, hoping she'll forgive me. I know she's at the ranch, she always is. That's why I insisted on driving Nicholas home tonight. As we step out of the car, the sound of the girls' laughter fills the air, momentarily easing the weight pressing down on my chest. The second we walk inside, the girls come running, their excitement bursting through the room like fireworks. I kneel beside Nicholas, scooping them up into a hug, letting their warmth ground me before I have to face what's coming. Before I even let them go, a clipped voice cuts through the moment. "Nicholas, can you take the girls upstairs? I'll be right there." I straighten slowly, my stomach tightening as I turn toward the doorway. Carolina stands there, arms crossed, her gaze locked on me like a loaded gun. "Hope's not here?" Nicholas asks, breaking the silence. "No, Hope's not here today, just like she hasn't been here for the past 2 days. Carolina's voice is sharp, a warning in itself. Then, without taking her eyes off me, she gestures toward the girls. "Nick, please, take them upstairs. I'll be right up." Nicholas raises his brows, pressing a hand over his chest like she just stabbed him. "Ouch," he mutters dramatically. And just like that, he's Nick, the name the world knows him by. His fans, his colleagues, everyone except his family. To us, he's always Nicholas. Carolina only calls him Nick when she's seriously pissed. I start to worry. The tension in the air is thick enough to cut, but some stupid part of me refuses to acknowledge just how bad this is. I glance at him, trying to lighten the mood. "Did she just call you Nick?" Nicholas smirks. "Looks like you really screwed up, man. And for once, I had nothing to do with it. Let me go." I glare at him. "Wow, real brave of you." "Always," he says, completely unbothered. "Especially when I'm not the one in trouble." He claps me on the shoulder, then takes the girls by the hand and leads them upstairs, leaving me alone with Carolina. She doesn't waste a second. "Kitchen," she says flatly before turning on her heel and walking away. Oh, shit. She's really pissed. I drag a hand down my face, exhaling hard. I don't have a choice, so I follow. By the time I step into the kitchen, she's already at the sink, arms still crossed like she's physically restraining herself from throwing something at me. She doesn't look at me right away, and I hesitate a few feet away, unsure if I should speak first. "What's going on?" I ask, keeping my tone neutral, even though Hope's absence is already setting off alarms in my head. Carolina finally turns, her stare sharp enough to flay me open. "Are you serious, Tom?" "Yeah, I'm serious," I say, standing my ground. "If you've got something to say, just say it." She lets out a bitter laugh, shaking her head. "If I have something to say? Hope hasn't been here for 3 days. You want to know why? Because the night of Nicholas's birthday, she came home in tears and told me she needed time, and ever since, she hasn't answered my calls." Her voice hardens. "So tell me, what the hell did you do to her?" The words land like a gut punch. I don't try to dodge it, there's no point. She's pissed, and the fact that I made Hope cry makes me feel like absolute shit. "You think I haven't been paying attention, Tom?" Carolina steps closer, her voice razor sharp. "I've watched you for years. I've seen the way you keep your distance, never getting attached, going through people like they're nothing. And fine, that's your business. But if you think you can pull that same bullshit with Hope, you're out of your mind." Her voice lowers, but somehow it cuts even deeper. Hope isn't just some babysitter who helps with the girls. She's family. We love her. And in this family, we don't do that. We don't break people. We don't push them away until they feel like they have to run. She pauses, waiting for me to say something, but I can't. The guilt in my stomach twists into a painful knot. "Right?" she prompts, her tone making it clear that there's only one acceptable answer. "Right," I mutter, looking away. I feel like a damn kid getting scolded. But the worst part? She's right. If Hope disappears from this house, from the girls, from all of us, it's on me. Carolina doesn't ease up. She lifts her chin, unrelenting. "So," she says, her voice steady, "you want to tell me what the hell you did?" I rake a hand through my hair, swallowing against the lump forming in my throat. "I messed up," I admit, my voice low. Carolina arches an eyebrow, skepticism etched all over her face. She doesn't even have to say it. I can hear the "again?" loud and clear. "I came here to apologize," I say, even though Hope's not here, even though I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do now. She tilts her head slightly, arms still crossed, her gaze sharp and unrelenting. "Apologize?" she echoes, like she's waiting for me to prove I actually mean it. "Yeah, apologize." My voice comes out firmer this time, like I'm trying to convince myself as much as her. For what, exactly, if that's not too much to ask? I hesitate for a beat, then rip the Band-Aid off. "I kissed her." Carolina's eyes widen for half a second, before a slow, triumphant smile spreads across her face. "Oh, finally!" she exclaims, but just as quickly, suspicion creeps in, her brows pulling together. "Wait, are you telling me you kissed her so badly that she ran off, and now you have to apologize?" I scowl. "Wow, thanks for the confidence boost." She shrugs, clearly amused. "Then explain it to me." I roll my eyes, ignoring the jab, but something else she said sticks. "Hold on, what do you mean, finally?" Carolina gives me a look, the kind that makes me feel like I've missed something painfully obvious. "Seriously, Tom, you're really asking me that? It's been months, hell, years, since it became clear you're into Hope, and I'd bet anything she's into you too." "Oh, that's all I manage. Because... what?" My brain short-circuits at that second part. Hope likes me? Wait, you actually think she likes me? My heart kicks up a little, and I don't even process why. Carolina sighs, shaking her head with a laugh. "Tom, this is ridiculous. This is exactly how my kids sounded when they were 15. She leans against the table, arms still crossed. "Seriously, you shouldn't be asking me. You should be asking her." I stand there for a second, her words turning over in my head, and suddenly, everything clicks. No more second-guessing, no more overthinking. "You're right," I say, already reaching for my keys and jacket. "I need to find out." Carolina bursts out laughing. "Tom, I didn't mean right now. You just got here. By the time you get to town, it'll be..." I don't hear the rest. I'm already halfway out the door. "Say bye to everyone for me," I call over my shoulder, before breaking into a run toward my car. Chapter 11. Tom. By the time I pull up to Hope's place, it's already past 11. Maybe I should have come straight here, instead of wasting time pacing around my apartment, overthinking everything. But I wanted to do this right. Or maybe I was just stalling, bracing myself for whatever comes next. So I took a shower, changed, grabbed some flowers, because that seemed like the right thing to do. And just in case, picked up a pint of her favorite ice cream. You never know. It might come in handy. I ring the doorbell and wait. Nothing. For the first time it hits me, maybe she's asleep. I ring again, then knock. Hope, open up, it's me. A pause. Then, soft footsteps. When the door swings open, my breath catches. Maybe it's because I haven't seen her in days. Maybe it's because she's always been beautiful, but tonight she's something else. Her curls are wild, air-dried and unruly. She's in a loose white top and gray yoga pants that hug her in ways that should be illegal. Hey, I manage after a beat. Hope just stares, arms crossed, looking distinctly unimpressed. I offer her the flowers. She glances down at them, lifts an eyebrow. No reaction. All right, plan B. I hand her the bag with the ice cream. That gets something. She leans in slightly, peeking inside, and for a second, I think I might be off the hook. Then, without a word, she steps aside, gesturing for me to come in.
Come in,
She says flatly, shutting the door behind me before heading to the living room. The place is small, cozy, dimly lit by the soft glow of the TV. Through the open doorway, I catch a glimpse of the kitchen. Spotless, except for a single mug on the counter. I've never been here before, but I like it. It just feels like her.
shoes off.
She says, settling onto the plush rug, leaning against her red couch. I nod, towing them off near the entrance. Should I grab spoons? I ask, hoping the ice cream earns me some points.
Dishwasher.
She replies, hitting play on whatever she was watching. I head to the kitchen, grab 2 spoons, then drop onto the floor beside her. What are you watching? I ask, trying to sound casual, like this isn't already a disaster. She sighs, doesn't answer. Then, without hesitation, she clicks off the TV. When she turns to face me, her expression is anything but friendly.
What do you want, Tom?
No room for small talk. No pretending this is just a casual visit. She pops open the ice cream and digs in, her spoon sinking into the frozen dessert. Then she lifts it to her lips, and suddenly, I forget everything. I forget why I'm here, forget what I need to say. For a second, the only thing that exists is the way her eyes flutter shut at the first bite, the tiny, satisfied sigh she lets out without realizing it. Then she opens them, meets my stare, and just like that, I'm back.
Well,
She prompts, licking her lips.
you didn't come here just to watch me eat ice cream.
For a split second, I think that actually would be a good enough reason, but I doubt she'd appreciate that answer. I clear my throat, shaking off the thought. I wanted to apologize, I say, and explain. Hope watches me carefully, green eyes sharp and assessing, like she's deciding whether or not to believe whatever comes next.
Okay,
She says after a moment, crossing her arms.
I'm listening, but don't feed me any bullshit. It's late, and I don't have time for it.
Fair. I nod, ignoring the way my stomach twists. But first, just tell me you're not mad at me for what happened. I'm so sorry, Hope. I don't know what the hell came over me, but I swear it won't happen again. She drops her gaze briefly before meeting mine again. There's something in her eyes, like maybe she's not exactly happy about the fact that it won't happen again.
Just say what you need to say, Tom.
She murmurs.
Then we'll be done with it, okay?
The house is quiet. Outside, a car hums past in the distance, filling the silence between us. The red couch behind her, the soft rug beneath us, the ice cream forgotten. We're just sitting here, staring at each other, the weight of everything unsaid pressing down on me. I have to tell her, I don't know if I'll find the right words. I don't know if I'll say it the way I should. But I can't hold it in any longer. I take a slow breath and start. When I was 14, I begin, my voice quieter than usual. I spent Thanksgiving at my grandparents' house with my parents. It was a normal day. A good day. We ate together, laughed, told stories. Everything felt perfect. I pause, my gaze fixed on the dark TV screen, as if it might help me find the words. Hope doesn't speak, but I feel her there, completely still, completely listening. At the end of the night, my parents had to leave. They had work to finish, so they dropped me off at my grandparents' for the weekend. The words grow heavier, my throat tightens. That night, I say, my voice rougher now. On their way home, they got into a crash. A pile-up, like the one you talked about the other night. Hope's grip on her spoon tightens, her breath slows. For a week, they fought to stay alive. I stayed at the hospital with my grandparents. Every single damn day, the doctors kept telling us the same thing. Don't lose hope. The phrase hangs between us, thick and suffocating. Hope's eyes widen slightly, like she's only just now starting to put the pieces together. In the end, I swallow hard, trying to steady my voice, but the weight of it presses down on me. They didn't make it. I lost them both. Silence stretches between us. I exhale a breath I hadn't realized I was holding. My heart slams against my ribs. But more than anything, I just feel empty. That damn phrase got stuck in my head, I murmur, my voice tinged with something bitter. Don't lose hope. Every time I heard it, every time someone said it, it was like getting punched in the gut all over again. Hope looks at me, her expression tight with pain. She doesn't have to say anything. I see it in her eyes. She understands. For the first time in years, I've said it all. I haven't held anything back, but I still don't know what to do with the strange mix of relief and pain clawing at my insides. We sit in silence. I think I've said everything there is to say. But then I look at her again, and I see the way her breath catches, the way her lips part like she wants to speak but doesn't. And suddenly, I realize there's still one last thing. The other night, when you told that story about your birth, it was like a flash. I rub a hand over the back of my neck, my thoughts tangled. I suddenly remembered that in the middle of all that chaos, in that hospital, a baby was born. A baby the doctors called a miracle. I pause, watching her face. I never thought much of it, just a detail, something you hear and forget. But then I realize that baby was you. I take a slow breath, my throat tightening. And it wrecked me, completely. Hope brings a hand to her mouth, her eyes going wide and glassy. For a second, she doesn't move, like my words are crashing over her in waves, pulling her under. Then, without warning, tears spill down her face. She doesn't say anything, but she doesn't have to. The way she looks at me, it's like she's reaching inside my chest and twisting. Hope. My voice softens. I'm not saying it's your fault or anything like that. It's just, when you told that story the other night, it hit me like a train. It pulled me right back. She nods slowly, drops her gaze, and wipes her tears with the back of her hand.
I'm sorry, Tom,
She whispers, voice breaking. No, I say immediately, shaking my head. You don't have to be sorry. It's not your fault. It's just life. I exhale hard, staring at the ceiling like it might have answers. It's weird, unfair, completely random sometimes, and it hit me harder than I expected. Probably more than it should have. I mean, nobody deserves that kind of loss. The silence between us isn't awkward. It isn't uncomfortable. It's just full, heavy, holding all the things we don't know how to say. Then, after a deep breath, Hope finally speaks.
And after?
Her voice is hesitant, like she's not sure she should ask.
I mean, after your parents?
I drag a hand through my hair, forcing the words out. I went to live with my grandparents, I say after a pause. They loved me, did everything they could to make sure I was okay. But it wasn't easy. I was angry, alone. My life wasn't the same anymore. Every time I thought about them, every time I let myself stop for even a second, I felt completely lost. Hope lowers her gaze, then hesitates before reaching out, resting a hand on my arm. It's light, barely there, but I feel it everywhere.
That must have been really hard,
She says softly. It was. I swallow, trying to ease the tightness in my throat. But I'm still here, and now that I know that miracle baby was you, I can't help but think maybe, in the middle of all that pain, something good survived. She looks at me, and her tears feel different now. Not just sadness, not just grief. There's something deeper, something I don't have a name for.
Tom.
She starts to say something, then stops. Her gaze falls to our hands, still tangled together. Without thinking, I squeeze her fingers. It's okay, Hope, I murmur, offering a small smile. It really is. But she keeps crying, silent tears rolling down her face like she doesn't even realize they're there. Then, slowly, she leans in and presses a kiss to the back of my hand, then another. Warmth spreads through me, seeping into places I hadn't even realized had gone cold. I don't move, I don't pull away. I just watch her, my heart hammering as her sorrow mirrors my own. And for the first time in days, maybe even years, the crushing weight I've been carrying feels just a little lighter. Hope. My voice is barely a whisper, but she doesn't look up. She inhales slowly, like she's gathering the courage to speak.
I can't believe it,
She murmurs.
that we were both there, in the same place, at the same time. Me being born, and you losing everything.
Her eyes squeeze shut for a second, her teeth sinking into her lip like the words physically hurt. Hope, don't think about it like that, I say, gently, desperate to pull her away from the guilt clouding her face. It's not your fault. It's not like I'm blaming you because my parents didn't make it, and yours did. That's not how this works. She looks up, her gaze still glassy with unshed tears. But there's something else now. A flicker of understanding, maybe even relief.
Are you sure?
She asks, her voice barely above a whisper. I nod, holding her stare. Yeah, I really am. Silence settles between us, thick but not uncomfortable, wrapping around us like a cocoon. Time feels suspended, words unnecessary. Hope glances down at our hands, her fingers lightly tracing over mine. Then, with a slow, deliberate movement, she shifts closer. Her breath deepens, her warmth radiating between us. I should move away. Maybe I should. But I don't.
Tom.
She whispers, like she wants to say something but doesn't know how. Then she finally looks up, her deep green eyes framed by damp lashes, locking onto mine. I clear my throat, trying to steady my pulse, to get a grip on whatever the hell is happening inside me. Hope, if you keep looking at me like that.
Like what?
She murmurs, the corners of her lips twitching slightly. I blink, thrown off by the sudden shift in her tone. Like you're waiting for me to do something reckless. A quiet, breathy laugh escapes her, still shaky, but real. Then she tilts her head, studying me with that familiar look, the one that makes me feel like she's peeling back every layer I've spent years carefully guarding.
Maybe I'm just waiting for you to do something right,
She says softly. Her words hit harder than I expect, a slow burn in my veins, a tight pull in my stomach. and for a moment, all I can do is stare at her.
Are you enjoying the story? Follow, like, and subscribe for the next chapter. Find Beyond the Twilight on Amazon and in Kindle Unlimited. Links in the episode description.